gonna splash mountain when that mountain ain't got no water?
No water!
No water!
No water!
It's a very special show here on That Park Place today. We are, today, it's a D23 special starring Mr. Vash Sky and also featuring Jonas J. Campbell here on That Park Place Live. I bet you guys weren't expecting to see me today. Oh, my. Vash, how are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing very, very well. Thank you so much for having me on. This is a fantastic program because, like you said, it's D23 weekend. Oh my goodness, the big event is here, and boy, oh boy, have Disney really rolled out the red carpet for the media right there, having people walk through and get pictures of all the models, all the things that they're showcasing, some very questionable costume choices, and so much more. Jonas, I am very, very thankful to be on with you today.
Ooh. Man, we only have high quality stuff on this show, and that's why we had to bring Vash back. This morning, I was reviewing some of the footage from D23. It's they got the double dip. They're doing this princess concert out there, and I gotta say, my youngest was very interested in all the princesses. She loves all of that, and I think one of my sons took an interest in maybe Ali Cravalho, maybe giving young gentlemen something to aspire to when they get a little older there. I just have to say it's fascinating to watch them be a social media first company and I'm trying not to be too negative here, even though Disney does some things that what's the video that we played the last time that they decided to bring in an attraction? I'm gonna find it. I have to find it because this is everything we're scared of.
Where? Where? Where, Dwight?
Seems like you already know where.
And now we get to see a lot more of that. So, hey, Texas 84 is out there. Great team. The best ever, some would say. Oh, you're very kind. Justin Dutchy's out there saying howdy to everybody. And Alex is saying howdy right back. O2RR. Good to see you out there in the chat. And Richard Ailes or Ayals. Richard, good to see you. I hope things are well for you out there in Tampa Bay. If you're looking for a good Cuban sandwich, obviously you can go to the Columbia and get a really expensive one. But I recommend Lala's down in Temple Terrace. Ideal, back about 20 years ago when I used to be in those stomping grounds, had the best Cuban sandwich, I'm going to say, in the world. So enjoy. Let's see. YouTube sent out the notification for the show at 12:07. Talk about a delay. But here you go. We're all here together. And Wolf McGruffle is with us as well. Juliet here says, for £10, evening, That Park Place, Friday Magic and chat. Like, subscribe, and share. If you haven't liked this video, please do like this video. If you haven't shared it out, you're going to get commentary like you don't get anywhere else on the internet. That is commentary from the original TPP, that being me and Vash. No insult to those who follow in our girthy footsteps.
Yes.
We got big feet.
We got big feet. It's big shoes to fill, but they have been filled very, very well. I gotta be totally honest. Pro, Marvin, Caro, fantastic.
They're doing a fantastic job. Yeah. So I guess we should get into the first big story. It is the answer to that question of where. Here we go. This one out of Scott Guston, a person that is so synonymous with Disney, even though he doesn't work for Disney, that they include the question, did you hear about this from Scott Guston on their social media survey?
Really? Wow, that's amazing. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's got to be an honor. And he says he doesn't have special access, but man, he's really on it if he doesn't. So here we have the first look at Piston Peak there at Disney's Magic Kingdom, replacing the Rivers of America with what a name that is. If you look real close here, you can see the vestiges of that. That looks like Haunted Mansion to me. So I'm trying to tell here. Is this a walkway that's over here next to the Haunted Mansion, or is this supposed to be a riverway? Vash, tell me how scared I need to be.
It's a walkway, not a riverway, unfortunately. It looks like new structures are being set up in place. A lot of people were wondering what exactly Disney was building over there next to the Haunted Mansion. It does look like it's going to be an extended queue area that's going to be repositioned just a little bit because, obviously they're going to have a lot of traffic in and around the old Liberty Bell dock there, which is staying, which is very, very interesting. But the mystery structure that everybody's kind of had questions about looks like, Jonas, restrooms.
Yeah, I was going to say this one over here. This one appears to be a restroom. Oh man, and you can see, this is like Back to the Future. Forgive me, this is not to scale. I actually do think this is to scale. You got Rapunzel's tower over here. You got a bathroom over here, and the difference here is that you're going to have to walk a long way around to get to this bathroom. That's actually pretty close. And it's that's the Haunted Mansion queue right there. This right here is the bathroom. If you're looking for the bathroom, they're yet again giving you another direction that you can go from here.
That's the only water you're going to see in this whole thing. No, I'm joking.
Oh my. The other thing that we're seeing here is this appears to be single track, and it is a track. Unlike what we were seeing from the original four-wheeler footage back in the day, Vash, I think we all called it back in the day that four-wheelers are something that you can do literally anywhere in the state of Florida or other states as well. So why would someone pay a bunch of money to have the revolutionary experience of driving on a four-wheeler? Well, turns out you're not. You're getting in a track vehicle. It also is not trackless.
No, not trackless at all, which a lot of people were kind of concerned about because obviously you got that Florida weather right there. How's that going to work with a trackless vehicle exactly? We did see concepts from other theme park proprietors, or I should say people who work to facilitate some of these rides and so forth, right? These manufacturers. But it looks like they didn't go with that at all, and they didn't go with the test track system either, so no Radiator Springs racers here, which is not entirely surprising because this area is only about 4 acres, which is, I think, like a third of how large Cars Land is at Disney California Adventure. Obviously, you require speed for that ride, and, well, they didn't have any track in which to showcase in this very, very small footprint. So they went with something that was tracked, hopefully increases reliability right there. And, there's a lot of rock work, there's a lot of trees, but I don't know if that's going to substantially make this a thrilling attraction that people are going to book vacations for.
Right. Here's another angle for everyone here. This is the splashdown of Splash Mountain. They obviously left Splash Mountain off of here because there's no real reason to do that. But you'll have another mountain on the other side of the bridge. It's actually several bridges here. Is this a new one or no? This bridge already existed over there. This is kind of the cut through that goes to the parade route would be right along here. So. Man, it's so fascinating getting reoriented on all of this. So let me ask you, because I've never been out to Disneyland, and there's always some hater out there that says you help run a theme park channel and you haven't been to Disneyland. I'm in God's country when I go to Florida, the free state of Florida, even though a little less free since they destroyed our rivers of America. Sure. So Radiator Springs Racers is side by side, correct? Mm-hmm. So,
you mean like a track configuration or
2 tracks? Yeah, two tracks, right?
Yes. So it's singular track for most of the way, and then for the racing portion, it actually does split off, and that's when you get to race alongside somebody else, and that's where you see the outdoor portion, right, where the 2 tracks, they race along. But for a lot of that is actually a single track, which is very interesting.
So it's just a split off in portion. It looks like it's a great ride. I mean, a lot of people say that is probably the last great land that Disney put together. There's some argument for Galaxy's Edge, and it's going to be an argument if somebody says Galaxy's Edge is the greatest land that Disney has ever made.
I agree.
And Avengers Campus, still working on that one. Maybe it's going to have its DCA revival here. There are some maps that are coming through for Avengers Campus that maybe they will finally turn that into an actual land. And looking at this, yeah, it looks large, it looks grand. I hope this is actually what it is. Although I personally little bummed that Rivers of America is not going to be here. We can go to the video of the model here from Scott Houston. Hold on, we don't need the sound of the unwashed masses.
The media personalities.
Oh yes, sorry, I didn't mean to call the media the unwashed. We're always very respectful of the media on this channel. But
Right.
yeah, there it is, the Haunted Mansion right there. It looks a little farther away from this angle. There is some level of waterway here, and where is she? There is one addition to this area that it's like Disney just couldn't help themselves. Also, is this going to be taller than Splash Mountain? Just throwing that one in there. Where is she? The lady herself. Where is she? Right there. There's Miss Fritter. Right there. They
It's
had to
Fritter
get
time.
the big lady with the shaved sides haircut and the nose ring. They had to make sure she got into the ride attraction there.
Of course.
Oh, Disney.
Oh man, it's really quite interesting that they would include a character like that, because I didn't immediately recognize her. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, you're really putting out the greatest hits for this. I remember when
Cars 3, yes. Cars
Yes.
3, which may have even made more money, but doesn't have the same cultural footprint as anything
Yes.
that is focused on Mater. So
absolutely.
you know,
Back in the day, it was Mater's Junkyard Jamboree was the second attraction for Cars Land, right? Radiator Springs Racers over there at Disney California Adventure. But this time they're not going with the kind of swinging ride that obviously you would see with Mater's Junkyard Jamboree. You're going with something that's more akin to, I believe, Four Wheels Rally at Paris, which is interesting.
oh, okay. Four Wheels Rally, is that one where it's more like alien swirling saucers?
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like a spinning kind of
Like
kind
a
of
flat
thing.
ride, right?
A flat ride,
Right.
yeah.
Is it a flat
Yeah.
ride where they say it's spinning, but it's more like you're in a trailer behind the vehicle and it's swaying back and forth to the left? They've done about 5 versions of that attraction across several different parks. So
No. It's like it's kind of like you can almost envision it almost like a teacups type of ride. Here, I'll go ahead and put a link over there.
this is not looking too too different from the idea that I'm putting forward. So comment from
Well,
comment from Ken Reihard. What's Splash Mountain? Yeah, Splash Mountain is the ride they gutted to put Tiana's Bayou Adventure in there. I don't think we actually got to see what you were. There it is. There it is. If you could.
oh yes,
Those are the ride vehicles.
those are the ride vehicles. Let me see if I can get back there. Sorry, got a little slideshow going on. Those are ride vehicles right there, and you can kind of see their design. It looks like they're hitched together, but they're actually not. They are actually separate entities. And there is a video from let's see, Planet Park, I do believe, who has
Yep. If I
a
can.
little. Yeah. Go ahead, please.
Let me see here. Okay. I see what you're saying. Let me pull this one up on stage. Yep. Credit to Planet Park for this. Please don't strike us. I am going to. Yep. There we go. I thought it was on 2x speed. Ooh, this is the grandparents sit out kind of ride. Yes. Yeah.
You can kind of see what they're going for.
Yeah, which I think this kids love this kind of ride. Actually, believe it or not, this is the kind of ride that I believe Disney needs more of. So while I am not crazy about Miss Fritter having more of an appearance, if it's a full Miss Fritter animatronic, yeah, that could be great. This is, a C ticket ride or a B ticket, whatever we want to call that. Disney needs more of those because they have a capacity issue. I don't think that Piston Peak or whatever they're calling this Radiator Springs-ish Cars ride, that is not going to solve Disney's problems. Everything else around it might solve some of Disney's problems as far as capacity goes. So
Right, and it does seem like this is geared towards a younger audience. Piston Peak in its entirety. Obviously, this ride even younger than maybe the off-road rally type ride that they actually have going around this Piston Peak area. So does that mean necessarily that Villains Land has more adult-oriented attractions? That's the hope, but we still have to wait on that. The other thing too about this Piston Peak model that they've actually showed, a lot of it does it leans on the fact that there's a bunch of trees everywhere, which is fine, but if you take the trees out, there's not a lot of substantial rock work or features that have been carved in here, structures and so forth. So in terms of how much this is all going to cost for Disney, it's actually kind of moderate the way I've been looking at it. I wouldn't imagine this whole 4-acre Piston Peak area be much more than probably $200 million, I would say.
Yeah, I'm not gonna push back too hard on that because I'm not good at theme park budgets. But yeah, they're in a spot where they're either going to make Tiana's Bayou Adventure look teeny tiny, or they're going to build something that doesn't look very good next to Splash Mountain. I'm sorry, I got to call it Splash Mountain. I think that this will probably be a hit with the people who don't have the map of Disney World burned into their brains like some of us do. The kind of people who turn a corner and know intrinsically what should be there. I'm going to be interested to see what the sightlines are for the non-normies, the diehards. And I think that the people who just show up and don't actually know what's going on at the park, the people who show up like right now and are like, oh, they're changing things, I didn't know. The kind of people who just show up on default every year because Disney's a high profile tourist destination and they don't do their research, that are going right now and being shocked. Those are the people that are probably going to love Piston Peak the most. And eventually in 20 years, all we'll have is the memory of the people who go, oh yeah, it used to be like this. The kind of people that go to Disneyland and they see that river bell out there. I don't actually know. Is it called the Liberty Bell out at Disneyland?
No, it's the Mark Twain.
The Mark Twain. So if they see that out there, they'll get a taste of what Walt's Disney World would look like. But now they got something that goes ka-chow, and they do it as frequently as possible in order to get people into the gift shop. Well,
yeah, that's exactly what's going on here. I mean, obviously Liberty Bell and Tom Sawyer's Island, like you beautifully pointed out right there, you can't monetize that in the same way that you can new flashy ride, especially with the car theme and so forth. You can sell Lightning Lane, all kinds of stuff for it, and that's exactly why these things were done, right? It was to obviously reduce the upkeep and maintenance costs attached to an old Mississippi style steam wheeler back in the day, and Tom Sawyer's Island. Those things just cost us money. They didn't make us money, and so that's why they have substituted this out, this underutilized area they filled with this Piston Peak. And yeah, I mean, there are some things that are quite interesting here, but yeah, I'm seeing a moderate level of investment. You gotta understand too, if it's relying heavily on those trees, do you think they're going to put old growth trees in there? Probably not. They're probably going to be young saplings, so it's going to take a few years for it to look like you're seeing on the screen, if in fact they do go in this direction, which I guess we'll see when this thing opens up. But I don't know. Was it worth destroying? Like you said, the Rivers of America, Walt's original dream of having a kind of a paddle wheeler within his park and so forth. I don't think this has all been worth it. I think you could have built this in many different various locations, even including Magic Kingdom, and preserve the river. But this is the decision that they've made. We'll see if it all pays off.
Yep.
We'll ride the rides and see the sights, conquer lines, face our frights. Oh, it's a happy holiday with you.
Oh my. That clip is labeled Lonely Walt in the back end. Yeah, and this is probably the closest I've ever come to saying, Ron Bradley, you watch your language in this chat, man. You watch your language, Ron. Hi, we see what you're saying out there. Thank you for the hello. Yeah. We gave you guys a pass for this one for the non PG or non G language on this one, but hey, guys, I get it. Piston Peak is a horrible name for a land. WDW Pro says it best. Underwhelming is the word of the day. This is me trying to overcome being bummed about the whole situation here. It's probably going to be one of the better attractions that they've worked on in recent years. I think it'll probably be better than Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I hope that it's not overly screen-based. We're seeing a lot of screen-based, and oof. We'll talk about a screen-based quote-unquote innovation that is going into the Encanto ride that I just got to say, but what if you made it fun? You know?
That's true.
Yeah.
Good point.
Oh, my. Hey, look at that. Chad's out there. Juliet, always good to see you. And there we go. Dang it, Pro. All right, let's get to the next story. Where's the button? There is a woman who is very excited to go to Disney over and over again. And why is she going? Well, this woman meets Peter Pan at Disney. Video goes viral for revolting reason. There we go. Hey, look at that. AJ Wolf from Disney Food Blog talking about the Disney adults. Disneyland is a magical place for people of all ages, keeping the magic of childhood alive for even adults. However, many people are of the opinion that even at Disney, where adults are encouraged to recapture their childhood, there is a line that should not be crossed. Recently, one woman on TikTok, user BabyTony99, has demonstrated to many where that line is. Let's bring up some of this and see if we can get an idea of just how interested this woman is in Peter Pan. Forgive me, it's not bringing up the thing that we need. Here we go. We'll go to this account, Dr. Jebra Fauci, which I'm not completely sure if Dr. Jebra Fauci is one of those legit accounts or not. I'm leaning towards not. Forgive me if the sound is a little high. We're gonna do our best. 10 years ago, I met the lost boy who changed my life, this woman says. Look at the creepy music. So this is a woman who goes to the park.
It's a good morning when you see the green beans.
She's going skipping with Peter Pan. My first love, indeed, was a lost boy. She's following the same. Okay, I'm just going to cut the music out. Following the same one over and over again. She's getting her hair done before she goes to Disney. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, she's been doing this for, I believe, over 10 years now.
Well, I mean, I whatever the white equivalent to Black Don't Crack for this actor here, he's really staying in there with the youthful look. I'm shocked that this video keeps going for as long as it is.
This is kind of a compilation of all of her experiences over the last 10 years.
Homecoming? Yeah. I don't know. What is homecoming? You're coming home to something, so I would be going home with you. Where's your home?
She asked him to go home with her? No, lady, no.
Am I supposed to have a dance?
You gonna dance?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. We're best friends, but we're not gonna be anything more than that, so don't. Where did you get this?
I made it.
No, you didn't.
I made it.
This is really nice.
Thanks.
What am I supposed to do with it?
I wanted to take a picture of you with it.
Oh, okay.
First of all, bless this guy for staying in character and performing consistently and staying in a very good affectation of the Peter Pan character. But man, there's a line here.
You guys look just like each other. If you were a duck.
Hey. Oh, if I was a duck?
Yeah.
I guess you're right. Amazing.
So would your duck quack or would it crow?
Oh, it would definitely crow. It's not as good as me, though. No? What? What are you looking at me like that? Alright, I'll take pictures. No, it's for me, though. Didn't you give it to me?
I'll take a picture.
My goodness. Vash? How old would you say, like, the having a crush on the cast member thing? What age would you say is the appropriate one to say, "Hey, that's not okay." You get a 5-year-old? Okay, fine to have a
Right.
little crush on a cast member in costume here. Maybe even a cast member that's just in the regular uniform, here. 7, starting to phase out of that. That's around the 2nd grade area. I think by the time 10 years old, you can, like, think the person's cute, but we're not flirting at that point. Like, we're trying to get that out of a person. But this lady, you're saying for 10 years she's been stalking one particular Peter Pan actor as he's at his job, at his work, trapped.
Well, to be more precise, it seems to be just the character, and that's embodied by multiple actors over time. But yeah, for 10 years, she has gone up to these various Peter Pan characters and has, really kind of glued onto them. That interaction with the whole doll thing right there, I think the entire interaction was posted on her TikTok account, and it's well over like 5 minutes. It doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, it's a lot. And it's kind of like, wow, there are a bunch of kids that want to go ahead and interact with this character, but he can't because he's interacting with her. There's also another TikTok video in which he's trying to kind of like almost get away from her and interact with people like Alice in Wonderland and the Mad Hatter and so forth, and she's still like with him and hanging around them and stuff like that. And it's just a little weird, and you just gotta ask yourself, at what point does this kind of become harassment in a way? Like, are we at that line? Are we at that place? Not quite sure about that, but this is definitely uncomfortable. You can kind of see some of the Peter Pan actors getting a little bit uncomfortable with that,
Right.
what's actually going on here, and that's no good. It's just, if the roles were reversed, Jonas, this would be a much different story,
it would be
right?
completely inappropriate. We'd be very, a father figure or a bro would be quick to say, "Hey, we got to tamp that down. We gotta move on with our lives. We gotta get out of fantasy land and get into reality, where you can make your fantasies come true in reality, which is not Disney." Yeah, that's just not how that goes. This is the point where a strong father figure needs to come in and say, "All right, let's you've had your fun. Let's focus on the dating scene. Let's maybe go to a nice church with a lot of nice young single people here, and maybe we let love find you, as opposed to seeking it out at the Magic Kingdom."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing, right? We like to have these maybe healthier interactions with these characters and so forth. It's fun. It's fun for the kids and all of that. I've seen some great video, actually, from the animation courtyard over there at Disney's Hollywood Studios of, like, Rapunzel from Tangled playing Duck Duck Goose with the kids and stuff like that. We love that. We love those interactions. But the problem is that when you have, somebody like this who was maybe overly obsessive over these characters, at what point do we start to rein this stuff back in? I would hope that Disney is, maybe looking at this and saying, okay, maybe we can establish some policies and procedures and so forth, and maybe, this Peter Pan right here might be able to report, hey, look, listen, this guest is hanging around me a lot. Could you please talk to her, advise her not to do that? I would hope that, maybe those discussions are taking place behind the scenes. If we understand, I mean, I think the D23 day at Disneyland just took place yesterday, with the, legends going down, the parade route and so forth. It was really very, very cool. You had a Peter Pan actor as part of that cavalcade, and from what I understand, that character saw her in the crowd, said hi, hugged her, and then went back. So there are at least some of these actors embodying this role that are fine with it, but maybe some others that might not be, as is illustrated in this video.
Yeah, there's an interesting thing here in working with some special individuals. Sometimes very special people. I don't think that's what this young lady is in that form of special that I'm being kind to be vague about, but we all get the idea. Some people in that parameter, okay, sure, a little bit of a fascination could be indulged, right? But this is something where, hey, everybody, you gotta find love in reality so it can be real. Also, Peter Pan syndrome is a little too on the nose for this one, isn't it? The
Yes, it
refusal
is.
to grow up and the insistence of staying in immature things. It's kind of a problem nationally, if not globally, right now. But this one seems really, really on the nose. I don't know. Put in the comment section what's the advice that you would give, and let's keep it PG there. That poor girl. I hope she gets some. I hope she gets a good, strong relationship in her life. There's some interesting comments here, but let's start with DL Racer for $10. How do you guys work through burnout? I know what it takes to be as committed to staying on top of things, and you guys are doing such an amazing job. Please stay together. Vash is one of the hardest workers I've ever met. And I know that burnout is a thing that we talked about a lot when we were both on this channel, many times a week. So burnout is something that I've gone through the ins and outs of that for many years before I was a YouTube content creator. It's just one where you got to know what it feels like. There is such a thing as toxic hustle. You can do it for a little while. If you've got somebody who's in your life that is not also engaging in toxic hustle, they're a good touch point for you to say, to help you to know when you're going too far here. What's funny is that Park Place time is not really the hardest I've worked in my life. But Vash, do you have any comments on this?
It's something that is obviously a top of mind. I know I've had deep discussions with Jonas, like Jonas said before, and also Pro as well. And yeah, burnout's a real thing. I remember, doing a few hours at that Park Place, and the various other commitments that I've had. And I think the number one thing is you got to enjoy what you do. That's like first off. If you don't enjoy what you do, you're gonna get that burnout way quick. And but the other part is probably moderation. You got to have some balance with it as well. You have to be able to decouple, I think, at least a little bit. Go ahead, Jonas. Sorry.
No, it's a thing where what's funny is this is a theme park live stream, but we're about to get very super professional. What's a good thing I found to do is set your limit of when you think you are going to be done, and then if you're exceeding that limit, you better have a very good reason to do it. If you're desperate to end work and you cannot, you got to change that situation as soon as possible. There are difficult times, but if it's because you're working really long hours because you've got an amazing project, you got a deadline, if it's going to be difficult and you're putting yourself in a situation where you feel like you're going to be there forever, then I definitely would try to find a way to get out of that as soon as you can. Hey, look at that! In your burnout.
Okay, friends.
Man who never stopped.
Just want to say, hey, I can't hear a word you're going to say, so I hate to interrupt you guys. I just wanted to say live here from D23 Expo. So, yeah. So look behind me. I just got through the cacophony of entries. There's enormous amounts of things to see here. Avatar, of course, behind me is the Hulu store. That's right behind me here. And lots of other amazing experiences. I'm going to get to a different position where I'll actually have a chance to be able to hear you guys. I just thought it would be fun to pop in, show you guys what we've got. Looks like I changed orientation a couple times. Let's try that again.
There you go.
There we go. So, yeah. So here we are. This is Mall behind me.
Look at that. He's at the mall.
I can see Jonas is talking, but I can't hear a word you guys are saying.
Oh, it was gold. You missed it. It was classic dad jokes. Yeah, that's fantastic.
I wish
All
I
right.
could hear you guys.
Yep.
Anyway,
Well,
so
if
let me
you're
turn the camera around for you. See if I can do that.
so we could say anything and you can't hear us right now?
Can't hear us at all.
Yeah.
And then we're not even getting camera feed. Come on.
There you
Yeah.
go.
There we go. We got it.
Yep.
There's Simpsons.
There it
This
is.
is the main show floor right now.
This is the main show floor. I'm not seeing a ton of Disney there. I am seeing a lot
Tired
of
of
Hulu
me,
and Fox acquisition. I'm
Talking
seeing
just
some
hanging out on the
Lucasfilm.
screen, but as you can see
Yeah,
here, there's
Lucasfilm
the
acquisition.
Disney Hulu pin quest. They have mystery pins here.
Oh, good. Pins. That's they'll need to talk about that at the next shareholders meeting. I bet that the Simpsons, they're probably bringing out that hedge wall. I bet that's what that is, where they try to do the Homer Simpson meme.
Right.
That's the only thing to come out of the Simpsons in the last 5 years that's made news.
That's especially relevant for today's audiences.
Yeah, the rookie Scrubs. I know he can't.
I don't even know if you can still hear me. I can't hear you guys, but
yeah. Who doesn't?
This place
love
is
Pins?
immense.
I love Pins. I just wish they were about half the price that they are.
I haven't
right
seen
now.
it with this many people ever. Complete
Well, that's good.
breakdown in crowd control, as Vash knows when that happens.
Nope, we've lost him.
This is D23. I mean, it's crowd control is just not second nature.
Crowd control to major culture. Anyways, man, bless him for being out there. He's our man on the street. He's going to be getting us a lot of on-site information. Here we go. That service dog, speaking of burnout, take breaks to avoid medical incidents that causes an altercation with EMTs. Yep. We're not going to play the song, but we all know who that's talking about. Disney security took him down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you talking about? This is our turf.
I might play the clip and try to get in touch with him here in just a minute.
Of course.
Would be cool to see a Steadicam walkthrough. There was a brief period, and unfortunately it happened in 2020, where it would have been a horrible idea. I thought it would be great to do a daily walkthrough of the parks using a Steadicam or something to keep it stable and just walk through the parks. Some of my favorite videos, like, Vash, you and I have talked about this. Like, my favorite thing at the parks is the parks themselves. Like, the rides are great. There's a lot more rides that I like at Disney in general than at Epic Universe. But for me, it's the park itself. So taking a Steadicam through the park, there's Culture's hand. Your audio is completely gone, man.